Just a quick heads up, we shared this bonus episode on our social feeds last week for Global Beatles Day, but we wanted to get into the podcast feed for our followers here also. Thanks a ton for listening. Enjoy this brief episode until we dip into Rubber Soul next week.
Welcome, everybody, to the first Blotto Beatles Chaser. A little bit of an extra-sode that we wanted to put together for you all. If you've been listening, you know by now that this is the show where a few friends have a few drinks, and usually we discuss and rank one Beatles song per episode. Yes, that is correct. We are the self-proclaimed hammered highbrows of Beatles broadcasting. In our quarantined world, we've been stacking up episodes to stay ahead of the game, but we are recording this wee dram of a show tonight to be released this very week. As you listen to this on Thursday, June 25th, we've just this morning released our second episode, and this weekend we are going to get together for another virtual hang and record our eighth. It's been a whirlwind of a start, but I've got to admit it's getting better all the time. We are super appreciative to you Blotto Scruffs, for all the support, the likes, the reviews, and the follows. Keep it up, tell your friends, and make sure to get your podcast catcher and grab today's episode, which focuses on the George tune Long, Long, Long from the White Album. Tonight, as always, I'm behind the stick in our virtual Abbey Road with my co-host Becker, and yes, your favorite and mine, the George Martin of New England, executive producer Scotty C. Hey, Becker, man, getting together for tonight for this double shot was your idea. Can you tell us a little bit of why we're here?
Absolutely. First off, I'd like to wish you and wish Scotty a very happy Global Beatles Day.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
As you know, last night, Santa Claus Vorman visits every fan in the world, and he leaves either a Savoy truffle or semolina pilchards in your Beatles boots. So I hope you were very good this year.
I got the truffle.
Oh, my God.
I bet you did.
Ice cream tangerine.
I bet you did. Seriously, though, Global Beatles Day marks this day 53 years ago in 1967 when the Beatles performed on the first live global satellite broadcast in history. It was played on 5 continents. They think somewhere between 400 and 700 million people watched it, and there were 14 countries represented within the content, with the UK putting up the Beatles. So suck on that, Tunisia. We are a recently launched Beatles podcast. I just didn't think this day could go by without some acknowledgement. So today we're making a special, timely, brief episode to provide some live commentary on the broadcast. So, Tommy, do you know what song they played?
I'm pretty sure I do. Yeah. Would you like me to say that?
Do you want to do it?
Yeah.
Do you want to? Is it a secret?
Was it Savoy Truffle?
Yeah, they played the tune "All You Need Is Love."
Yes. A Lennon tune.
Correct.
Apparently, Paul had written one for this occasion, and it's rumored that it was either "Hello Goodbye" or "Your Mother Should Know." But neither one, sort of in hindsight, seems all that appropriate for the broadcast.
No, talking about your mother isn't cool at all, let alone on a world broadcast.
But it's a global phenom. We all have mothers, Tommy.
Well, it's true, but it sounds a little, incendiary. You know who told me that, though?
Sgt. Pepper's is...
Your mother.
Okay. I can't imagine anything better than this song for something like this, honestly.
I agree. Totally.
I agree. It's Sgt. Pepper's is out. Summer of Love is underway. The Vietnam War is raging on, and the Beatles, they get a chance to speak to the world. We aren't going to dive into this and give it sort of our regular tipsy treatment because it deserves its own episode. But speaking for myself, All You Need Is Love is naive, but it's sort of a joyful Band-Aid that I think lays the groundwork for the heavier personal work that some of the boys later embark on. I don't know what you guys think of the tune.
I have read, Beatles lists before that say this is one of the worst Beatles songs, and I'm always shocked when that comes up because I think it's pretty pure. It's one of these bits of poetry I love that says something profound in the simplest possible way. And even though the verses, we will talk about that more, kind of meandering and what they really say, I think it's a great John tune, and I can't wait to talk about the video because these boys are just having some fun playing this song. It's great.
Yeah, and that's the great part to see. Ahead of this, I do want to also very sincerely send out some love and a toast to all of our listeners on this day. I would never purport to put any words into dead or living mouths of the Beatles. Although McCartney did put out a statement around George Floyd and his stance on Black Lives Matters, if Black Lives Matter, if anyone hasn't seen that. But I think we'd be hard-pressed to find a moment where the lads are not on the side of equality or on justice, and at the very minimum, just certainly about love. So I wish you all a very happy Global Beatles Day. Please continue to stay healthy, stay safe, and consider your neighbor. Cheers to my buddies here in the virtual studio and to everyone listening.
Happy Global Beatles Day, everybody. While we were saying cheers, this isn't a normal episode, boys, but still, we got to abide by the basic philosophy and rules established at the start here. It wouldn't be Blotto Beatles if we didn't get into our cups a little bit tonight, right? So just very quickly, for the friends at home, I'll start. Still loving the Night Shift Brewery stuff. And while I don't usually love a hard seltzer, they just put out this Hoot Hard Seltzer. I'm getting into it tonight. It's a little easier on a work night, and I'm having one of these. How about you guys?
That is the best of the hard seltzers. I am drinking also pretty local, Weymouth, Massachusetts Barrel House Z. I am drinking their Dolphins on Parade, which has been a tasty brew. Just having one or two of those.
That's
tonight.
a Rage
Like
Against the
said,
Machine song, right?
Just one or two tonight and taking it kind of easy. We got some work to do this weekend.
Scotty, always a surprise on your part. What do you got tonight?
I'm going with the regular old Jameson.
So, friends, just remember this show is always performed by professionals. So please enjoy Blotto Beatles responsibly. Becker, I think it's time, man, for us to dive into this tune, and by tune, I mean video. We're just going to give an audio commentary as we watch the video. So I think Becker's going to cue up for us, tell us when we should all hit play, and then we're going to be off to the races. Am I right on that?
Absolutely. We're sharing the link in this post and in the video, so please follow along as you see fit. And we're going to give you our best take on this broadcast. And we are hitting play in 3, 2, 1. Starting with the French national anthem, really classic George Martin. Didn't want to pay for any music.
Do you think the Beatles thought he was a cheapskate?
Was he a cheapskate?
I don't know. Maybe. He's wearing a nice suit all the time. I'm going to give him that.
Was it a nice one or was it the same one?
It might have just been the same suit. All right,
the decorations here are a bit like if your mom had heard about what hippies are and then threw you a 12th birthday party.
I'm unsure if Paul's wearing a camouflage fatigue undershirt.
He had drawn this himself the night before and was pretty proud of it, actually.
Does John have a headpiece?
What's that?
Does John have a headpiece?
Yeah, he has a headpiece, but I love the one headphone look. Just holding the one headphone, I think, is a great singing look.
Yeah.
These orchestra players in their union contract, I think, have a clause that they can't be near rock stars or common people.
Or be young.
That's part of the scale. Look at John just chewing gum.
Yeah.
Loving.
Chomping away.
Yeah, just chomping away.
Look at this guy in the back. This guy right here. In the back, right. You see him again. It's like, what are you up to, man?
Yeah, he's just sitting around.
Yeah. I imagine George Martin had sternly given everyone a warning about taking a seat and staying seated on the ground because no one moves.
Did no one tell Ringo that it wasn't Sgt. Pepper's outfit day? They were changing the look for the day.
And what is this doll?
Man.
What is the love doll? I didn't even find anything about it.
It's like holding someone back.
Hey, do you know what? Paul's chewing gum as well here. Was gum just invented this day? They were all real into it, the Beatles?
Sponsored by Wrigley's.
Out of Catalina Island.
This whole studio sort of looks the way that the Beach Boys party album wants to feel.
Yeah. Murray wouldn't let them get this loose.
But here's the thing. They seem happy.
They do.
John has an amazing vocal performance here. Let's be honest.
I wish we could listen to it.
Do they put John and Paul near each other for a reason here? I mean, is this...
George does seem a little off to the side, doesn't he?
And Ringo is in the far back. He's playing outfield.
Deep left.
Is this Mick Jagger wearing the John Lennon jacket?
And that's a John Lennon jacket. That looks like something that you would buy from the airbrush booth at the county fair, I think.
Mick Jagger is ready to be asked to be on camera. Like, he's just waiting.
Yeah.
Throw some darts at those balloons.
But they only let him sit in the third row. That should have been the hint, Mick.
I looked into this a little bit, and I thought that Donovan was here, but apparently just British boys in 1967 all look like Donovan. Clapton is in attendance too, but I heard he was there because he heard the Beatles' wives were going to be unguarded during the recording.
Nowhere to be found. Yeah. Wow.
I just love
this moment. I love this at the end, this sort of cacophonous vibe. But you can see right here, they knock over Paul's microphone. He's trying to get it back, but it's
there you go.
It's gone.
It's back up now. Then the confetti comes down.
But I love this. I love it's almost like a mess in a way or something. And then their return to "She Loves You" here, kills me. Absolutely kills me. I love a callback, and I just really believe this. Like, I emotionally believe John and Paul on this.
In his face, totally.
And I love this graphic of the world at the end, just reminding us of the world.
And how round it is. It is round, right?
Does it blow your mind?
Guys, I'm going to just say, there's something about even without listening to the song, there's something about that video that, for whatever fun we poke at it, it's so joyful. And I'm happy to celebrate Global Beatles Day with you guys, spending a few minutes watching this thing and just kind of nitpicking it and poking some fun. But what a tune. I love this song, and I love that this video happened.
Yeah, I mean, really imagine if you were sort of living of the time and got a chance to see that performance. It probably felt pretty inspiring. You know, a world away that the Beatles are making music in an almost sort of... it felt in an improv-y environment that you could sort of see into that, and it was live. I bet that was a special thing.
Yeah.
And I just to call back, Becker, to what you said before we even started watching, I think, as we always say, we get on the horn here and we talk before an episode starts, and we've been talking a lot about kind of the shape of the world these days. And I think one of the reasons we all were brought to the Beatles was for songs like this that inspired you and moved you towards trying to make a better world. And I'm appreciative of that.
All right, thanks for hanging out with us a bit. I just want to let everyone know again that episode 2 is live and out today on Apple, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, and everywhere else you need us to be. Thanks again for listening. This was a nip of Blotto Beatles. New episodes releasing every other Thursday. Please don't forget to subscribe and rate us on your podcast app of choice. I'm Becker, and that was Tommy, your co-host. This podcast is produced, edited, composed, and magically assembled by Scotty C, with additional music supervision and assistance from our friend and yours, RB. The B stands for Beatles. Check him out at Ryan O. Brooks on all of the socials. Please remember, this show is performed by professionals. Enjoy Blotto Beatles responsibly. Peace and love.
Love.